Today is Friday, the 22nd of August, 2025. And that's a good morning and a warm welcome to your breakfast show. Good morning, Sierra Leone, the program that starts your day with analysis and views on current happenings in the country. We are your presenters. I am Esther Sako.
And I am Emmanuel Samoa. A quote of the day, it comes from Avadu Vane, and it says, film production is a collaborative art form. It's about bringing together a diverse group of talented individuals and working together to create something greater than the sum of its parts.
So coming up in this edition of the program, Sierra Leone's films industry is set to take a major transformative step in the country.
Holiness Revival Movement Sierra Leone to host National Women's Conference 2025.
And Daqvah to hold its 10th annual fundraising dinner and awards night on Sunday the 19th of October 2025. Well, these stories and more are lined up in this edition of the program, and you also can be part of the program by sending your text message to the number displayed on your screen or send your comments on our Facebook page at Slbc Live. The program you're watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone. Continue to stay with us.
Corporation. Well, we start the conversation proper. So our first headline story. Sierra Leone's film industry stands as a reflection of the nation's cultural richness and resilience. From its colonial beginnings to today's vibrant contemporary scene, Sierra Leonean cinema continues to showcase a new wave of talent while offering a profound glimpse into the heart and soul of its people. Under the leadership of President Julius Maada, the industry has recorded significant progress, including the development of the Copyright Act and the introduction of initiatives aimed at supporting filmmakers. But what is the current state of Sierra Leone film industry? To help us gain a better understanding of this sector, we have been joined in the studio by Alusan Sise, the Public Relations Officer of the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild, commonly known as SL Film Guild. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Sierra Leone.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Vital Sise.
So I asked the question: what is the current status?
Okay. So the current
of this
status.
sector.
Thank you very much. We are actually we are waiting film policy, which is in the hands of the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. And so, waiting that over the years, we've been doing so much progress, development on workshops and summits, but we actually have some divides, well, kind of, in the industry. So, I am here because we want to align and allow people to understand the structures of the Sierra Leone film industry, how it operates. Yeah. So the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild has been registered under the Trade Act and Cap 221, and its acronym is the Sierra Leone Film Guild. It comprises of the Actors Guild, the Producers Guild, the Cinematographers and Technical Experts, as well as the Screenwriters Guild. and film marketers and distributors. So these bodies made up of the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild. Yeah. So we're at a crossroad, since this business is a multi-million-dollar project. Well, the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild had, in 2014, through the Ministry of Information and Communication by then, under Alpha Khan, we inaugurated a body called the Sierra Leone Film Council as a committee, which sole responsibility was to work with the ministry, because the Sierra Leone Film Guild had what we call the first film policy draft, which was given to them. Okay, Michael Ibrahim Kagbo has been the chairman of that committee, but over the years they've actually tried to equate their responsibility to that of the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild, and it made us appear funnily in the sight of people as if we are fighting as an industry professionals. And let me tell you, the laborers are the people who have been hired for production, the directors, the producers, the cinematographers and technical experts, including the screenwriter. Okay, these are the people that you hire to create a film. So that's how it works. So bringing all of these people together, we are the persons responsible for the day-to-day affairs of the industry. So what's the role and responsibility of the Sierra Leone Film Guild? Is to regulate and protect the welfare of its professionals, that of the bodies I mentioned. Yeah. So since we have been waiting for the film policy, which is in the hands of the Ministry of Information, and we've done validations of the film policy, and we are hoping to have the Film Act, because we haven't got a Film Act, and that Film Act is what gives the right or maybe protection to foreign filmmakers maybe want to co-produce in the future, and to have a proper film industry running. Okay. So this can be an economic game changer for the youths of this country. Okay.
So Mr. Vidal, say you've made mention of a lot of things that the film industry wants to achieve, as you already have a fighting for the film policy and all.
Yeah.
But you made mention that there is a divide within different parties. Okay. So how do you plan on achieving that when there is a divide between sectors that are supposed to come together so that the film industry can grow?
Okay, thank you for that. So the Film Council was a committee, and it has dissolved. It has been dissolved. Okay, but overnight, Michael Ibrahim Kagbo, who happens to be the chairman of that committee, we saw a letter that we've arranged.
So wait, we want some clarifications. Yeah. The divide, is it between the Film Council and the Sierra Leone film industry?
Well, this committee made it looks like the industry is divided. The persons who are responsible, the professionals, the actors, the directors, the screenwriters, the cinematographers and technical experts, these are the professionals. If you're a filmmaker, you have to belong, right? And you are called actor. And all over the world, international best practice, if you're an actor, you belong to the Actors Guild. If you're a director, you belong to the Directors Guild, isn't it? So, looking at that, this council, which happens to be a committee that the Sierra Leone Film Guild inaugurated to the then Honorable Minister Alpha Khan, 2014, now wants to play the role of the film industry labor and marketing guild, which is the Sierra Leone Film Guild. And we've talked countless times. A few months ago, we had an event at AYV where we summoned them and we talked about how do we allow the people, the professionals to actually see where we are going. they are creating this divide, like I said, because they want to play this role. And earlier, I was on a show, they called Mamo, who is one of the aspirants, because we see them coming up with an election, and they want to have a president for the industry. And we are not going to have a president for on our side. We have a structure.
So what does your constitution say? When this council that was set up, what was their role at that time, and what was the time given to them to
It was 2 years.
do the affairs of
2 years. And they came up with nothing.
So what are their specific roles? Because
Their
you just made mention that the Film Guild inaugurated them.
Okay, so
If you inaugurated them, there should be specific roles that they should play.
Yes, so the specific role they should play was to liaise, you understand, to work with the ministry to get us a complete film policy. Because what we gave was a film policy drafted by Ian Noah, who is in London, and Ernest Manner, who is in Holland. So these two people drafted the first film policy draft. What happened? We gave it, but they never came up with anything, no paper. So we, as Sierra Leone Film Industry, the World Marketing Guild, had to develop what we call the Film Industry Strategic Plan as well. We developed the film policy paper. We developed almost everything. So, fast forward, the ministry now, the new dispensation. So fast forward to them during Suarez's time as a minister of information. We started working on, we go to the second draft of the policy, and which again, we had to work on it together, few of them, since they were in the committee. And that committee was comprising of the same professionals I called, the actors, directors, and other people, and other stakeholders. But nothing fruitful came out of their own side as a committee.
Okay, so after they were given that mandate to liaise with the ministry and all, so after the everything was done, did you go to them as a guild to discuss with them what were the outcomes of some of these meetings that they were holding with regards to this film policy?
So firstly, most of the professionals, the stakeholders that set up that body, we are omitted from that committee, and so they set up a team just on their side, people that think can understand or they speak the same language of corruption, I may put it. But what we have is, now let us come together and work as a team. What do you do? We have these bodies. So if you want us to go along smoothly, what you do is, you, Michael, you're a director, go to Directors Guild, register. If Madam B is a director or a producer, let them go to their various guilds and register. We move from there. We have different committees when you come to the hierarchy of the Sierra Leone Film Guild. There, we can only have a chairman, secretary, and regional coordinators and all. Okay. But in the guilds, heads of guilds becomes council of guilds, and their responsibility is stated there in our constitution, what and what they should do, what and what they should not do. And that's the only way we settle the industry. But at this point,
so vital, what's the current situation with this your rancor with the ministry? Who amongst you guys the ministry recognizes the most?
Good. So there comes the problem. We've actually sent all of our documents to the ministry, and we are to meet with the PS about 2 months ago, but he hasn't given us the platform. So, but next week we are going to storm the ministry. We'll be there because they knew that is the very ministry where this council, this committee was inaugurated, and so they knew everything that is going on. So we want them to know that, listen, we are no longer ready to be in the statistics of complainers.
So which body is recognized as the body with the authority of overseeing the affairs of the film industry?
Is the Sierra Leone Film Guild.
Okay, continue to stay with us, and the program is Vidal Sisse is the public relations officer for the Sierra Leone Film Industry, Labor and Marketing Guild, commonly known as Sierra Leone Guild. Well, viewers, the program you're watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live on the SLBC, and you can be part of the conversation by sending your text message to the number displayed on the screen, or send your comments on our Facebook page at SLBC Live. We'll continue with the program. Now we turn our attention to matters of faith and spirituality. The Holiness Revival Movement Sierra Leone is preparing to host its National Women's Conference 2025. The gathering is designed to bring together women from across the country, equipping them with knowledge, guidance, and inspiration to live lives of holiness and righteousness in accordance with God's Word. Through the conference, participants are expected to gain valuable insight into personal growth, family life, and living their unique roles as women in God's end time plan. Well, but why organize such a national conference at this time, and what are the values they want to bring into women and the wider society as a whole? To help us to explore these questions, we have been joined in the studio by Dr. Mrs. Veronica Gauja. She's the head of Molecular Team Unit, leader and member of the Media Department. Good morning and welcome to the program, Dr. Mrs. Veronica Gauja.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
So tell us more of this conference. Why organize the conference now? Is it a normal conference you hold every year for women?
Yes, it is a annual conference. So I'd like to just give a brief description of what the movement is all about. Holiness Revival Movement, for short, HORIMO, is a non-denominational, an emphasis on the non-denominational movement that has been raised up by God in this end time, because the Lord has seen that He wants His church to be united in readiness for His coming. Most Christians know what they talk about, the concept of the rapture coming, and the Lord has said His children are not ready. The church has deviated from what He originally raised them to do. So Holiness Revival has been raised with that mandate. So why I put emphasis on the non-denomination is there is no contest for a church to say, oh, come out of your church, my church is better. No, we don't even have Sunday morning services. We have services in the afternoon, so that you come, you hear the word of God, iron sharpened iron, and then you take it to your own church. So yes, this women conference is something we've been holding for the past 6 years, and we hold it every year around this time, just before school opens, because we are putting into consideration that women are the primary caregivers. They have to be there with the children when school opens. So just before school opens. And it is there for several reasons. For the spiritual revival of the women, the physical, that's with respect to their secular life, and then also the psychological and emotional upliftment. This year's theme is a generation of women with revival fire and ordained for end time exploits. Revival fire, because we are overwhelmed. We're overwhelmed with the burden of children, combining work. At the same time, we are also souls. We have to pray. We have to renew ourselves. So this is something that, as I said earlier, iron sharpened iron. We come together so that we can pray, we can share ideas, and then we take the fire back to our churches, back to our homes.
Okay, so how impactful has the previous episodes been for these women that have participated in this women's conference?
Yes, so I would say primarily, first of all, the spiritual aspect, because like they'll say, women, you're up and down, everything, you think about yourself last. So this is an opportunity for you to come. You don't have to think about you cook and everything, because feeding is going to be free and lodging is going to be free. You just show up and you just pay a small registration fee of 50 Leon. So it has given them time to come and reflect on themselves, have time to pray, because we are a tripartite being. We're a body, we are a soul, live in a body, and have a spirit. Okay, sorry, we are a spirit, we have a soul, and we live in a body. So you have to refresh that spirit, you have to refresh that soul. Additionally, also with respect to their marriages, because some women struggle. So you have this divide. You have those that are not learned, and their husbands control them too much to a certain extent. They don't even have time to worship God, or they don't really know how to handle the challenges of life. Then you have the other side where you have this 21st century concept in ladies, equality with man and all that, while the Bible has said no, you're supposed to come and submit. So it is now teaching us how to be able to balance this. This is the 21st century, but at the same time, the Bible doesn't change for everybody.
Doctor, you just in throwing light to what my colleague had actually earlier, you just throw light to. So how impactful, or what impact will this particular edition make in the lives of women? When you look at what is happening now, you just mentioned that you want to instill that values or that thing in women, that equality is something that is not written in the Bible, or this secular life that you are living in, when the situation gets worse as days goes by. So what impact do you think this particular one will make in the lives of those type of women?
Yes, so being preparing you for end time exploits, that's going to go and do things for God. I mean, like in evangelism and God using you. You first have to be obedient to God's word. And so we're going to come and tell you every single thing about what God's word has said, about your dressing, your outward appearance, about respecting your husband, about women being keepers in the home, because it's a holistic thing. You can't have say I'll just obey one and keep. So it is when your obedience is complete, that is when now the outpouring, God will pour his power upon you to go and do exploits. So we need to tell them that, okay, you need to balance this thing. So the impact now is going to be like, we're going to tell them, you can't go out there and say, oh, I'm an evangelist and everything, and then your husband and children are not happy with you. So we want them to be holistic, for them to be able to go and have that impact both in their homes, in their working place, and outside. So that is the main thing. So it's not only going to be about praying and preaching. We're going to have seminars. We're going to have people from all walks of life coming to answer questions. We're going to have book reviews. So it's a thorough thing. It's really a teaching ministry.
So a woman watching you who has that type of perception might be saying, is the doctor in the studio trying to tell me that I should be just like the housewife and doing nothing, just submitting to my husband just like that in this 21st century?
No, so that's why I say we're going to come and teach balancing of that. I would like you to come. When you come, maybe your question will be answered very well. I want to use this forum to invite everybody in SLBC. When you come, your questions will be answered when you see how to balance it.
The reason why I asked you, because I want you to whet people's appetite for them
why
to
they
see
should be part of the program.
why they should be part of the program.
Yes, for example, I am going to be there. I'm a medical doctor, and my specialty is children. I'm definitely going to have a session where I'll be open, ask me questions about the medical aspects of children. They are going to have other people that are public servants that you can ask questions how they are able to balance their own life. Then there's also going to be our child training. Also, there's going to be talk on child training, because really our traditions, our values that we had in the past have all been washed away. So now they are going to have all this, because some of them, just like from the morning they are going to the market, they leave their children untrained. So to whet the appetite, I'm trying to tell you that when you come, for God to be able to answer you, you have to obey him in all these areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Doctor, let's talk on the impact the previous ones have had on this set of women. Have there been living testimonies to say the different things that you chose the last time it has impacted their lives and their families?
Yes. So our leaders will have more to say on that, because they are the ones that the people come to meet. But the ones that we know, like in our districts, they come and share more, especially on knowledge. For say, in quotes, and not be no say, you know, na so I for do with this is how I should live with my husband. I didn't know that this is how I should live. I didn't know that this is the self-worth that I should have, or this is what God wants me to do. I didn't know that my dressing impacts even the way how God sees me. So these are the physical parts. These are the physical parts. So for the spiritual parts, the overwhelming, I'm sure like you, everybody likes to pray. Everybody wants to know that, okay, I'm praying and there's a God that hears me, there's a God that answers. So that's one of the ones that, because like my prayer life has gone down, but when I came, I was energized, I was able to pray and I saw answers to my prayer. So the physical part and the part of the spiritual, because we're going to have long times of prayers where, you know, you bring your prayer points, you energize yourself. So by the time you go back now, it's like it will feed you, like you charge, you know, like how you charge your phone. So you come and recharge till maybe the next conference or till the next time again, because those type of things they go down. So these are the impacts. We see their prayer life has been improved. We see the knowledge, some of the things that they didn't know about the word of God, they're able to know, and we're able to get the testimony from their husbands to say, oh, my wife was heady, my wife was this, but by the time she went down, when she learned about being a submissive wife, somebody that's supposed to take care of the home, when she came back, she was a better person. So it's not only from them, even from the people that they live with too.
Okay, so continue to stay with us. She is Dr. Mrs. Veronica Gauja, the head of medical team and member of the media department of the Holiness Revival Movement Conference. Well, we go over to another issue and that has to do with charity, with a vision to create a world where the wealthy supports the poor and needy, giving them hope, opportunities and the means to become self-reliant. Daqvah has carried out several impactful initiatives. Over the years, the foundation has responded to national emergencies and provided vital relief support to vulnerable communities across Sierra Leone. Well, this year marks a major milestone as Daqvah prepares to host its 10th annual fundraising dinner and awards night on Sunday, the 19th October 2025. To tell us more about this upcoming event, we have been joined in the studio by the finance officer of Daqvah, Tashlin Abdul Sila. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Sierra Leone.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you.
So this is your 10th edition of the fundraising dinner. So how significant is this particular 10th edition? Because you've been making several other editions. Someone seated out there who've never been part of your gesture, or who has never heard about Daqvah will be thinking, why are these people making a fuss about them giving out to people?
Okay, thank you very much. This is special because this is our 10th year. This is grand, and why this is important is because, like you rightly mentioned, Daqvah has been in existence. We've been serving. Like you said, it's a charity organization. So this 10th year is a platform for our donors, our subscribers, to see how they've impacted lives, how they've contributed immensely in helping the needy, helping the poor people out there. So like you said, this is different because there will be testaments of people who've impacted, whose lives have been touched by Daqvah, and the subscribers need to know, because these are their bloodline. They are the people that support us. So we are calling on everyone for them to witness, because we Sierra Leoneans, we like seeing things for ourselves. So on this day, everything will be on display. That's why we are going all out for people to turn out in huge numbers for them to see, so they too can come on board, because Daqvah is a non-government, non-profit organization. We are locally based. We don't have international donors. It's only our donors, the workers, business people, students, people from all walks of life and the like. These are people that give their little subscription every month. Then we go to the suburbs, we go to the deprived areas and impact lives. So these people deserve to know how their lives have impacted. The schools who built, the water wells who drilled, the orphans that have acquired the education, the widows we've supported, the widows we've empowered, and a whole lot of things. So this is very important.
So what's the theme for this year's dinner?
So the theme is a decade of empowering lives.
So we hear you saying you want to showcase. Is the dinner all about raising fund or showcasing what you've done over the years?
So the dinner is a fundraising dinner, but we, like I told you, people have been giving their funds. So if you see the output of what you've been doing, you'll be motivated to do more. So this year we dedicated our fundraising for us to raise funds, for us to provide a hub, an office space wherein, because as a finance person, every year we spend around 40,000 on rent, and that money is huge, which we can use to impact a lot of lives. So we are dedicating this year to raise funds wherein we can have our own office space, wherein young people can come and think on how we can move to how we can impact more lives. So we are organizing this. It's not just about showcasing, it's about coming and impacting, because if you're part of the structure you're doing, as Muslims, we believe that this is Sadaqah to Jariyah, which is a continual goodness. Okay. Even after you've passed on, this will continue to benefit you.
Okay, so Mr. Stila, this is the 10th annual fundraising dinner and awards night. How has the previous ones been in regards to reaching your target of raising the funds so that you can continue your work in humanity?
Okay, the previous ones have been successful. We've had successful events. I will take a case study from the latest one we had last year. Last year we had a dinner wherein we were raising funds for the reconstruction of the FBC Masjid, the FBC Masjid. So it was fruitful. We hit our target. We were able to raise 100 million audience for the Jama. So our dinners has been successful. Our dinner is a blend of entertainment, religiosity and fun. So people that have been to our dinner, they can testify to that.
So are there expected outcomes for this year's 10th annual dinner?
So our expected outcome is for like I said, for our donors, our subscribers, for them to see how they can be motivated to be doing more, how they too can talk to other people, they too can bring other people on board. That's why we are targeting around 1,000 people for the event. We want a huge number to turn up, so they too can see, because this is a charity. We've been existing for 10 years, and if we are not transparent, if we are not accountable, then we shouldn't have make it to this year. So we want people to see, people to go there and see and witness for themselves on how some of the funds they've been given, or if they be part of Daqvah, then this is what Daqvah is all about.
Okay, so continue to stay with us. He is Tashlin Abdul Sila, the finance officer of Daqvah, talking about the 10th annual fundraising dinner. Well, we as we go for a short break. When we return, the Good Morning Sierra Leone program continues.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available brown gold natural cocoa powder, sunny gold brown sugar, neat fufu flour, shito, pisa and moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Nkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
Welcome back to the program. You're watching this Good Morning Sierra Leone live on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, and you can be part of the program by sending your text message to a number displayed on your screen or send your comments on our Facebook page. at SLBC Live. We'll continue with the program as we still have Vidal Sise, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labour and Marketing Guild, commonly known as Sierra Leone Film Guild. Now, Vidal, let me bring you in again with regards to the divide that we were discussing. So, what's the way forward with regards settling this divide between you, yourself, and the Sierra Leone Film Council?
So, thank you. I ended up saying earlier that we no longer want to be in the statistics of complainers, and as forth, we want to progress in developing our film industry. We want to hastily tell our members, our professionals, that let them continue to have faith and trust in every process. We are going to work on the structures completely and work with government agencies, including international partners, and also setting up and rolling our strategic plan, our 5-year strategic plan, which already has started.
What is the membership of the Sierra Leone Film Guild compared to the membership of the Sierra Leone Film Council? The strength of the membership.
So, the Sierra Leone Film Guild is so strong, and can't be compared to anybody in terms of film business, because it comprises of all professionals. So that is it.
So Vidal, would you want to agree with me that the snail pace at which the film industry in Sierra Leone is going is as a result of this rancor that is always within your sector?
I wouldn't say that, but partially yes. That is why we don't any longer want to be in the statistics of complainers. We want to move now faster. We want to forget about these differences or people bringing up here and there issues. We want to focus on improving on the welfare of our professionals, and that is the map, and that is the road we are looking at now. According to our strategic plan, we want our professionals to see how they can be benefited.
So Vidal, the Copyright Act is one thing that the film filmmakers.
It doesn't say much about it.
No, what I'm saying, the copyrights, because this is something that all professionals that are into this particular business have been crying for over the years, saying that we need a Copyright Act, we need a Copyright Act. So what has been your advocacy in ensuring that you get a particular document that speaks to the welfare of all professionals that are within this?
So let's go to the Film Act. The policy will give us the Film Act. That is where we take it from. For copyright, we don't have much to say about that, because the policy should make have the right to make recommendations to the government. Yeah. Then the Film Act is what's going to give us all protection.
Are there your plans to come together and work as one? Because as I was saying earlier, it's because as my colleague said, it's because of there's this divide that is causing the film industry not to progress. And based on all what you said, the problem started with regards to the development of this film policy that led to the divide of a film council and a film guild. Are there no plans of you coming together, discussing, like you being on the same feet, so that you can have a common goal to ensure that the film industry is developed?
So we've tried that severally, but the possibility always came slippery. Okay, so we don't want to swamp our membership with these confusions, because what happened is the Minister of Information, Siva, one time promised to call us together, and so we can settle this once and for all. But he failed, but he actually had apologized for that. Okay, and so when we went there, we asked for, few of us, after what we discussed, what we saw in the policy during the validation, it wasn't in line, so we had to talk to him. So for this reason, we are all together as an industry. So give us a week or two, let's dive into the final draft and see what we can come up with. So he granted us that. So since then, we haven't got any other meeting with the ministry, but we've actually sent all the, okay, so the policy is asking that if there is going to be an industry, there should be one body, and that body should be registered under a government agency. You understand? And that is the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild, which has been registered way back since 2012.
So Vida, let me cut you there. You know, they say when two elephants fight,
Okay.
the grass suffers.
Oh yes.
You know, and we have youths of this country who has passion. They have passion for the movie and all of this stuff. You know, but they have been into it, but they are all of what they are spending. It's something that is not fruitful. Everything becomes fruitless. And should they cast blames on you guys because you guys are fighting up there, and as a result, the rippling effect is that they are suffering?
So, do you know why most of them as well are not seeing this? Film business in Sierra Leone, we have no film school. I want you to understand that. And if my parents sent me to the university to read law, and I came out, went to law school, now I have the responsibility. I know where I should be. They either call me to the bar, isn't it? Yes. So, if you're a media person, you know where you should be. And most of these people just take film business as a passion and go into it. So they do not understand how it operates. Not everybody understands how it operates.
But you've had Sierra Leoneans who are the passion, and they've been trained, and they've proved.
Okay, so for the
they proved themselves internationally.
Yes, for
and
the
these people are now suffering.
Well, so
because of this fight.
No. People are not suffering because of this fight. Because there is no. This fight is not something. It's not something that is holding even me. You understand? If you're a producer, there are people coming from the diaspora. They make film here. They went. Most people go to international festivals.
Do you think without this film policy or without the film act, the film industry will ever be productive for Sierra Leoneans?
It will, if we understand that this is where you should belong. We work as a team. It will.
Oh, it will bring a divide. I beg to differ by that. You should come together as one so that the industry can.
But that's my point. That is why I said we no longer want to be in the statistics of complainers. We want to thrive with the strategic plan.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward, yes, is how we bring them together on seminars, film summit, trainings, and tell them now this is how we're going to improve the sector. Yeah. So if you for knowledge base, for capacity building, and lots of other things, we can thrive easily.
So before we leave you, when we started the conversation, you made mention that the Film Council want to hold an election with regards that.
Yes.
So what will be your next step? Because as you said, you are the body that is responsible.
Yes, we have to see the Ministry of Information, and let them know about this development. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. Is Alusen Valida, the Public Relations Officer of the Sierra Leone Film Industry Labor and Marketing Guild, commonly known as Sierra Leone Film Guild. Well, we still have with us Dr. Mrs. Veronica Gauja from the Holiness Revival Movement. Doctor, when you were talking, all this while you are saying married women. So this conference that you are talking about, is this only meant for married women? Because all of your emphasis were on married women.
Taking care of their homes,
yeah. So I apologize for that if I put emphasis. So it's for all. It's for all women. It's just that the larger percentage of the ones that come are married. Most of the ones who come are married. But of course, it's for those that are single also.
So what is the package there for those single women? What are the packages?
Yes, like for example, the secular aspect. Don't sit down and say, oh, I wait for man, for like marry me, for like put me pampo. What are you doing to improve yourself as a single person? Even if you didn't, oh, I don't go to school, but did you learn a skill? Did you learn a trade? Or to tell them that, okay, wherever you are, wherever maybe God has said this is where you are you faithful there? Like, for example, okay, I live with my auntie, or I'm with my aunt. Are you faithful there? So that by the time you leave her, you know, her heart, or she will be happy to give you something to start your own life. You know, that's for the secular part. Then, of course, for the spiritual aspect, because all our teaching, the whole aim is at the end of the day we make heaven. How are you living your life as a single person? Are you tempted to sell your body because you are poor, you don't have what to eat, because you want to take care of your family? To tell them, no, put your trust in God. Then give them examples of other singles that are in the church there, and this is what they are doing, and they have been able to stand, they have been able to make progress in their life without selling their bodies.
Okay, so in 30 seconds before we leave you, Dr. Mrs. Veronica Gauja, as I'm a lady watching SLBC now, and I'm listening to you, what would be your words of convincing words for me to be part of this year's National Women's Conference in 30 seconds?
Yes, so you should come, because we are going to cater for your holistic need, your spiritual, your physical, and your emotional and psychological need. You will come and see other women who are passing through things you have passed through. You felt you are alone. You'll be like, oh, I'm not alone now. At least I know this woman, if she did it and she overcame, I can do it. So come and you see that you can do it through Christ Jesus, who strengthened us.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Veronica Gauja, head of medical team unit and leader of and a member of the media department.
Esther, you should be part of this conference.
That's why I said I've sent out an invitation to all the women in SLBC.
So you need to look at take a number. You should be part of this conference.
Okay, so as they're set to hold a National Women's Conference 2025, well, we still have Tashlin Abdul-Stila, the finance officer for Daqvah. So before we leave you, what will be your words to the public with regards being part of this year's fundraising dinner that you will be holding?
Okay, thank you. Firstly, and I would like to encourage the viewers to be part of Daqvah. Like, let Daqvah be your own way of contributing to society. Our membership, like I said, we are locally based, and we all know it's not easy for an organization that has been in existence for over 10 years without no international support, no international donor. So we are encouraging people out there to be part of Daqvah, be a member of Daqvah, wherein you can give at least 50 leones to be part of this organization. You don't have to pay anything, but the little you have every month, you dedicate that I will be giving at least 50 leones for these guys to go and give support to our brothers and sisters who are less privileged, who are in need of this. So coming to the dinner, like I said earlier, this our grand dinner. So we extend an invitation. The dinner will hold at the Family Kingdom on the 19th October. Let's all converge in Chinese numbers and try to impact lives. Let's try and reach out to this number. If we want our ticket, we should try to reach out by our social media handles and the like, so we can try to be part of this.
So this dinner, is it an open invitation, or someone has something else to go through before he or she can be part of this dinner?
No, the dinner is an open invitation. That's why tickets are out there. As long as you can afford the ticket, then
what are the prices?
You can be part of the dinner. So the tickets ranges from 350, which is single, 500 VIP, 700 couple, then 1000 VVIP. We will also have reservation for tables.
Okay, so thank you very much. It is Tashlin Abdul-Stila, the finance officer for Daqvah, talking on their 10th fundraising dinner. Well, viewers, this is our Good Morning Salon. Go to another segment in this particular edition. Well, we go to the review of the airlines of our local tabloid. I start the ball rolling with the New Vision newspaper, and it's opens with a banner headline that says Hope and Opportunity, President Bill's transformative agenda for Salone in 2025. Police Hospital welcomes 40 Jala University nursing interns. This story is plus more you get in the New Vision newspaper.
My first week here this morning is the exclusive newspaper, and it states SLRSA Executive Director addresses staff on work ethics at Master Parade. APC revives membership registration. Final register to be published 21 days before lower level elections. These stories and many more you can find on the exclusive newspaper.
Well, the next one I have here is the Pyramid newspaper, and it says showdown in the judiciary. Justice Alloway cries for justice. NPRA boss to pitch downstream investment in Japan. Nationwide dialogue launch on electoral reforms. This story is plus more you get in the Pyramid newspaper.
My next speaker is the Awareness Times newspaper, and it has a banner headline that says IGL chair accuses that for the FPTP versus PO system elections debate, APC and SLPP are betraying Sierra Leone. Secure and fraud proof transactions at Jala University with acrimony. These stories and many more you can find on the Awareness Times newspaper.
Well, the next one I have here is the political newspaper, and it's the last one here for me. It says mudslide in Guinea, 14 dead, many missing. Salon students in Russia demand government support. Traders decry overcrowding at Funkia Market. Brookfield's residents want road fixed. These stories plus more you get in the political newspaper.
My final pick is the satellite newspaper, and it has a banner headline that says for rampant use of military uniforms, Salon police leadership wants personnel. Labour Ministry hosts workshop on international standards reporting. SLPHA company SECTI honored. These stories and many more you can find on the satellite newspaper. Viewers, before we go, must quickly know that these headlines read out does not reflect the views of the SLBC, but the views of the various newspapers that we have highlighted. So,
well, this is how we draw the curtain of today's edition of Good Morning Sierra Leone. We want to say a very big thank you to you, our viewers, and also those that contributed in the program. We want to say thank you to our production crew, especially our producer, William Wise.
So we quickly take our quote of the day, and it comes from Ava Duvane, and it says, film production is a collaborative act form. It's about bringing together a diverse group of talented individuals and working together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. I have been Esther Sako, wishing you a lovely weekend.
And I have been Emmanuel Samoa, wishing you a lovely weekend. Good Morning Sierra Leone returns next week, Monday. In the meantime, stay glued to the SLBC. Goodbye.
Here's how to register for Salon Payment Switch using AfriMoney. Dial *161#. Select option 1. Go to option 4 for Salon Payment Switch. Select option 2 for account registration. Select 1 to register your alias, which is your phone number. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your registration. AfriMoney, quick and easy.
The death is reported of Mr. Modupe Christian Cole, commonly known as O.C. Cole, of 57 Old Railway Line Brookfields, which took place on the 9th of August, aged 57. He survived by his mother, Mrs. Shola Coker, children Iyamide and Melrose Cole, and 5 grandchildren. Several brothers and sisters, in-laws, cousins, uncles, aunts, nieces and nephews, and the rest of the family and friends at home and abroad. Funeral service will take place on Tuesday the 26th of August at the Bishop Hoffman Memorial United Methodist Church, Bridesfield, Brookfields at 2 p.m. Burial at the Ascension Town Cemetery. The body will be laid out at 57 Old Railway Line, Brookfields at 11 a.m. and at the Bishop Hoffman Memorial United Methodist Church, Bridesfield, Brookfields at 12 noon. Sympathizers may call at 57 Old Railway Line, Brookfields or call on 031 348 561 or 077 858 766. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Till my ransom soul shall find rest in this chief cornerstone.
The death is reported of Mr. Joseph Festus Mose of 72 Freetown Road and former employee of the journey Slbc. Funeral arrangements will be announced later. Sympathizers may call on 088 244 915.
Is the firmest ground of faith. Be of good cheer, for God.
The Sisse and Stevens families announces the death of Nathaniel S. Sisse, commonly known as Alaji, which took place on the 11th of August, aged 40, former Young Generation member of Constituency 127, Zone 7. Funeral service will take place on Friday the 22nd of August at the Victory Fellowship Church, Joyce Street, New England at 12 noon. Burial at the Ascension Town Cemetery. He survived by his mother, Martha D. Stevens, father, Pastor, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, and the entire family of Okutown Godrich. Son Ibrahim Sisse, the Stevens family of 5 Justice Street, New Englandville, and the rest of the family and friends at home and abroad.
Jesus, keep me near the cross. There's a precious fountain, free.
The death is announced of Madam Gladys Sia Sandy, former teacher of RC Girls Primary, Islamic Primary and RC Services Primary Schools. She survived by children Joseph, Paulu, Mabel, and Solomon, several brothers, sisters, grandchildren, nieces and nephews at home and abroad. The body will be conveyed to Koidu on Saturday the 23rd of August. Funeral service is on Sunday the 24th of August at the New Covenant Bible Church, Kenya, New London, Koidu City at 12 noon. Burial at the family home in Koidu.
Love and mercy found me. There the bright and morning star sheds its beams around.
The death is reported of Mr. Edward Bruce Sisse, which took place in Waterloo. He survived by his wife, Mrs. Patricia Sisse, sister Namina Abura Sisse, brothers Roy Bali in the USA, Khalil Conte and Alex Bali of Waterloo. Several nieces and nephews include Auntie Elizabeth Kamara, Mrs. Deborah May Freeman, Elizabeth Johnson, Emmanuel Kennick, Eku Bangura, George Opa Kamara, Bernadette Kowa, Maria, Doris Bunduka, Elizabeth Amara, and Nancy Kamara. The Kemokai, Amara, and Kowa families. The death is reported of Mr. Desmond James Shillon, who passed away on the 5th of August in Banjul, the Gambia. He survived by his brother Alfred Kamara Lee, sisters Rosalind Shillon, Nancy, and Beatrice Turner, several aunts and uncles, cousins, sisters, and nephews at home and abroad. Close relatives to Samuel McCarthy, Emric Jones Brown, Arthur Latile Davis, Sayan Jones Brown, Daphne DeMarc and their families at home and abroad, and Beatrice Turner at 2 p.m. Burial at the East Coast Cemetery. May his soul at 2 p.m. Burial at the East Coast Cemetery. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Be my glory, Lord, be my consolation.
Thomas, who passed away on the 11th of August, aged 61. Funeral service. Burial at the